The door, Capricorn rests flat on the table. I stare at the edge, feeling so unstable. Has not been flipped since my spirit went broke. Covered in shadows and secondhand smoke. Calculating every dollar, paying my rent. Wondering exactly where my energy went. Late 20s feel like a collapse in design. Racing the clock but I'm falling behind. The silence is loud inside the studio frame. I traded my passion for the corporate game. But looking at the metal shining back in my face, I remember the hunger and the thrill of the chase.
The pressure is heavy, the timeline is blurred, but panic is just a ridiculous word. I take a deep breath and I swallow the fear. The vision I lost is suddenly clear.
There is a fire waiting right in the dark. All that it takes is a microscopic spark. I am not broken, I am just in repair. Building my castles all the way in the air. Walking right out of this emotional cage, turning the chapters to a brand new page. The struggle was only a test of my spine. Everything happened and it's finally mine. I traced the engraved letters left on the base, reminding myself of a much warmer place. The ambition I packed in the cardboard box, waiting for me to just pick the right lock. Society tells us we must figure it out by 25. You should have conquered the doubt, but growth is a spiral and not a straight line. The timing is different and it is perfectly fine. I gather my focus and I stand on my feet, throwing my worries straight onto the street.
Pressure is heavy, the timeline is blurred, but panic is just a ridiculous word. I take a deep breath and I swallow the fear. The vision I lost is suddenly clear.
There is a fire waiting right in the dark. All that it takes is a microscopic spark. I am not broken, I am just in repair. Building my castles all the way in the air. Walking right out of this emotional cage, turning the chapters to a brand new page. The struggle was only a test of my spine. Everything happening is finally mine. Sometimes the darkest hour gives you the lens to see who you are and where the misery ends. Forgiving myself for the time that I lost, embracing the journey regardless the cost. The quiet apartment is no longer a tomb. The flowers of destiny are starting to bloom. There is a fire waiting right in the dark. All that it takes is a microscopic spark. I am not broken, I am just in repair. Building my castles all the way in the air. Walking right out of this emotional cage, turning the chapters to a brand new page. The struggle was only a test of my spine. Everything happening is finally mine. I pocket the coin and I head for the door. I do not feel empty or trapped anymore. The world is wide open and the pavement is dry. I'm finally ready to aim for the sky. The table is empty and my spirit is full, breaking away from the gravity pull.
Distant bass rattles the window glass from the avenue down below. You are staring at the ceiling, watching the shadows grow. The late train screeches on the elevated track outside. I see the exhaustion that you're trying so hard too high. The corporate ladder broke your grip, the bills are stacking tall. You feel like a tiny speck pressed against a massive wall. I know you gave your absolute best to a thankless grind, leaving pieces of your spirit scattered far behind. Switch the screen to black, leave the messages on red. Take the heavy crown of worry right off your tired head. Tomorrow is a phantom, yesterday is fading dust. This present moment is the only thing we ever trust. Keep your vision steady when the rhythm falls apart. I am standing in your corner, guarding your weary heart. The city streetlights flicker, but your inner fire remains. We will wash away the concrete grid, we will navigate the rains. You are never walking solo through this maze of shattered glass. Every single storm we face was only built to pass. You spilled coffee on your favorite jacket on the subway commute, fighting battles in your mind while wearing a tailored suit. Scrolling through the timelines, comparing your own pace, feeling like a runner, losing in a fabricated race. Remember when we promised we would own this entire town? That same magic is inside, you're waiting to be found. The world demands perfection, selling lies upon a screen, but you're flawed, and honest soul is the bravest thing I have seen. Switch the screen to black, leave the messages on red. Take the heavy crown of worry right off your tired head. Tomorrow is a phantom, yesterday is fading dust. This present moment is the only thing we ever trust. Keep your vision steady when the rhythm falls apart. I am standing in your corner, guarding your weary heart. The city streetlights flicker, but your inner fire remains. We will wash away the concrete grid, we'll navigate the rains. You are never walking solo through this maze of shattered glass. Every single storm we face was only built to pass. Breathing slow, count to 4, let the tension drop. The globe keeps spinning, but we have the power to stop. Right here in this room, nothing else can intervene. I'm pouring out my spirit to shift your daily routine. Your worth is never measured by the numbers in a bank. Let me be the solid ground when your confidence just sank. Keep your vision steady when the rhythm falls apart. I am standing in your corner, guarding your weary heart. The city streetlights flicker, but your inner fire remains. We will wash away the concrete grid, we'll navigate the rains. You are never walking solo through this maze of shattered glass. Every single storm we face was only built to pass. The distant bass fades out around the block right now. Rest your heavy eyes, we will figure it out somehow. Not a single tear's wasted on the grinding stone. Close the blinds, my loyal friend, you are never left alone. You are never left alone.
The smell of diesel fuel and rainfall hovers in the street. Elias drags his worn out boots along the concrete sheet. He carries 3 past due notices folded in his coat, swallowing the heavy lump, collecting in his throat. 30 years of chasing shadows down the frozen avenue, working every double shift to see his aspirations through. His shoulders carry weights that nobody can really see, trapped inside the cycle of a working class reality. But the wind shifts direction and clears out the gray. A sudden flash of starlight wipes the struggle away. He breathes in the cold and looks up at the sky, finding a hidden reason to give it one more try. Every heavy step is bringing him closer to the door, even when his tired feet refuse to walk much anymore. There is glory in the grit, in a quiet kind of peace. When the burdens of the daylight finally release, he knows the storm will pass and the river will bend. Better days are waiting right around the corners, and he sees a mother holding tight onto her little baby. baby's hand, reminding him of promises and futures he once planned. The neighborhood is sleeping while he walks the final block, counting every passing second, ticking down upon the clock. A neighbor left the porch light burning bright against the gloom, a tiny golden beacon cutting through the urban tune. Elias cracks a gentle smile, feeling lighter in his chest, knowing that a weary soldier finally earned his rest. But the wind shifts direction and clears out the gray. A sudden flash of starlight wipes the struggle away. He breathes in the cold and looks up at the sky, finding a hidden reason to give it one more try. Every heavy step is bringing him closer to the door, even when his tired feet refuse to walk much anymore. There is glory in the grit, in a quiet kind of peace, when the burdens of the daylight finally release. He knows the storm will pass and the river will bend. Better days are waiting right around the corners. And poverty and pressure try to break a young man apart, but nothing builds a diamond like a deeply tested heart. The bills will still be waiting when the calendar returns, but tonight he claims the silence that he rightfully earns. No more running on empty, no more drowning in the doubt. He turns his brass key and locks the cruel city out. Every heavy step is bringing him closer to the door, even when his tired feet refuse to walk much anymore. There is glory in the grit, in the quiet kind of peace, when the burdens of the daylight finally release. He knows the storm will pass and the river will bend. Better days are waiting right around the corners. And he sets his heavy jacket on the wooden dining chair. Tomorrow is a mountain, but he knows he will prepare. The quiet room embraces him and whispers all is well. He closes heavy eyelids as the midnight shadows swell. A brand new chapter starts beyond the sorrow and the pain. Elias learns to dance beneath the pouring city rain. One sharp regret punctures the still midnight. It flashes bright against the bedroom wall. Silence was heavy until the mind started rolling, projecting failures in a continuous crawl. The aperture opens on a younger face, lost in the blurred background of an empty street. Focus pulls tight on the tears in the rain, every frame synchronized to a phantom beat. You sit up and study the shadow play, watching the protagonist stumble in the dark. But every good director knows the second act is just the catalyst for a brighter spark. Cut to the white shot of the skyline breathing, neon reflecting in the puddles below. The script is not written in permanent ink, and the pacing is yours to control and slow. So rewrite the ending while the lens is wide. Let the golden hour wash the pain away. The climax of sorrow is already passing. You are the author of the coming day. Action is called when you finally stand, dust in the ash from the costume you wear. Capture the triumph in 24 frames. There is a masterpiece breathing in the air. Yeah, pan to the left where the window is open. Street lights cast halos on the wet concrete. A stranger is walking with a heavy stagger, finding his balance on two exhausted feet. Zooming closer to the grip of his hands, holding a coffee like a lifeline ashore. We are all acting in parallel movies, learning to navigate the personal war. The color grade shifts from a melancholy blue, warming the edges of the desperate screen. Every setback is just character building, setting the stage for the victory scene. Cut to the white shot of the skyline breathing, neon reflecting in the puddles below. The script is not written in permanent ink, and the pacing is yours to control and slow. So rewrite the ending while the lens is wide. Let the golden hour wash the pain away. The climax of sorrow hear the triumph in 24 frames. There is a masterpiece breathing in the air. Slow motion captures the turn of your head, catching a glimpse of the unwritten pages. The camera revolves in a sweeping circle, framing a resilience that echoes for ages. Drop out the audio, leave only the score, a symphony rising from the quietest doubt. You have survived all the tragedy sequences. Now it is time to let the healing out. Fade from the black to a billion horizon. Hold on the smile that is starting to form. Roll the credits on the fears you defeated. You are the anchor surviving the storm. The screen softly dims as the theater empties, leaving a promise that the sequel is bright. Keep the tape rolling and trust in the process. The ultimate cut is bathed in the light. Why does silence ring so loud inside an empty apartment? Pacing back and forth across this cheap and faded carpet. Did I leave the stove on? Did I leave ambition at the door? Piles of unread envelopes are scattered on the floor. Looking at the ceiling fan spinning like a broken wheel. Round and round my mind goes chasing things I cannot feel. Rent is due next Friday and my energy is running thin. Wondering if the daily grind is just a maze we wander in. But the coffee cup is warm and the ceramic grounds my hands. Breathe in, breathe out, give the heavy thoughts a place to land. Thoughts overlap and tangle up like cords behind the television set. Nothing is perfectly wired, but we are transmitting signals. Yet flickering screens, reflecting faces tired, but still fighting, searching for a single spark of ordinary light. And you do not have to carry the whole mountain today. Just pick up a single stone and toss it far away. Let the river of your worry wash out to the quiet sea. It is fine to pause and let your shoulders drop a degree. We are all unfinished paintings, drying in the afternoon, waiting for the colors to settle beneath the crescent moon. Swiping through a timeline of strangers living highlight reels. Comparison is a thief, stepping softly on my Achilles heels. I should call my mother back, I should drink a glass of water. When did growing up become a test of who can push it harder? Traffic lights blink yellow outside my second story blind. Slow down they say, but my engine leaves the brakes behind. Yet the houseplants on the windowsill keep growing toward the glass. They do not rush the seasons, they just let the winter pass. Maybe I can learn a thing or two from quiet green survival. Just existing in the room is a beautiful arrival. Thoughts overlap and tangle up like cords behind the television set. Nothing is perfectly wired, but we are transmitting signals. Yeah, flickering screens, reflecting faces tired, but still fighting, searching for a single spark of ordinary lighting. You do not have to carry the whole mountain today. Just pick up a single stone and toss it far away. Let the river of your worry wash out to the quiet sea. It is fine to pause and let your shoulders drop a degree. We are all unfinished paintings, drying in the afternoon, waiting for the colors to settle beneath the crescent moon. Do not mind the messy sentences spilling out my pen. Life is just a run-on paragraph we write and write again. Sometimes commas are required just to catch a breath of air before the final period stops the sentence everywhere. Find the margins right, a tiny note of grace. Give yourself permission to inhabit your own space. You do not have to carry the whole mountain today. Just pick up a single stone and toss it far away. Let the river of your worry wash out to the quiet sea. It is fine to pause and let your shoulders drop the degree. We are all unfinished paintings, drying in the crescent. The silence starts to feel a little more like a blanket now, wrapping around the questions I do not need to answer anyhow. Just being here is enough of a victory. For the night, close the notebook, turn the page and switch off the light. Tomorrow is another canvas. We do not have to paint it yet. Rest your heavy head and let the expectations reset. The heavy leather chair drags your spirit down. Anchor sinking deep into the faded wood, staring at the shadows creeping through the town, doubting if your intentions were ever good. I know exactly how your chest tightens, writing this message from a decade ahead. I see the darkness that constantly frightens, the anxious thoughts cycling in inside your head. You count the failures like coins in a jar, thinking the distance is simply too far. But I stand right here at the end of that street to tell you to stand up on both of your feet. Keep breathing through the suffocating pain. The storm you fight will finally break away. I built our house right after the rain. I promise we survived the hardest day. Every tear you spill waters the seed, giving me the strength we finally need. So fold this letter up and close your eyes. We make it to the other side. Your bank account is resting near the bottom. Your dreams feel like they scattered in the wind. Those fair weather friends you thought you had, you lost them. You feel like life is punishing a sin, but isolation builds a sharper focus. The loneliness is carving out your soul. I know you feel completely out of motion, but breaking down is how you become whole. You count the failures like coins in a jar, thinking the distance is simply too far. But I stand right here at the end of that street to tell you to stand up on both of your feet. Keep breathing through the suffocating pain. The storm you fight will finally break away. I built our house right after the rain. I promise we survived the hardest day. Every tear you spill waters the sea, giving me the strength we finally need. So fold this letter up and close your eyes. We make it to the other side. The scars you hate become the finest art. The heavy steps ignite a brand new start. Do not erase a single mistake you make. It is the perfect path we had to take. Trust the timing of the lonely nights. We walk into a tunnel full of light. To the suffocating pain, the storm you fight will finally break away. I built our house right after the rain. I promise we survived the hardest day. Every tear you spill waters the sea, giving me the strength we finally need. So fold this letter up and close your eyes. We make it to the other side. Hold on for me, just wait and see. The future is safe. You found your place, signed by the man you are going to be. Keep walking forward and eventually you will finally meet me. Washed out violet light, please on the towers. Subway echoing for dusty miles. Elder statesman on the bench to my right, reading all the sorrow in my posture tonight. He says the weight is pulling down your neck. Looks like your spirit caught a nasty wreck. I stare at my sneakers, scuffed and torn. feeling entirely shattered and worn. He leans in closer with a gravelly tone, says nobody fights the battle alone. Slides of peppermint candy into my palm, brings a sudden unexpected sense of calm. He tells me, brother, every storm expires. Rain is just a test for inner fires. Keep breathing through the midnight hour. Every breakdown brings a different power. Two travelers meeting where the shadows fall, finding how we stand incredibly tall. Hold your ground and let the timeline shift. Sometimes survival is the greatest gift. I ask him how he smiles through the gray, wearing the jacket that is fading away. He chuckles deep inside his rigid chest, says finding bottom was my greatest test. Lost my savings back in 2010, had to build my character again. When the vanity crumbles into the dust, you figure out the people you can trust. Focus on the rhythm of your own heartbeat. That is the music that survives the street. Slides of peppermint candy into my palm, brings a sudden unexpected sense of calm. He tells me, brother, every storm expires. Rain is just a test for inner fires. Keep breathing through the midnight hour. Every breakdown brings a different power. Two travelers meeting where the shadows fall, finding out we stand incredibly tall. Hold your ground and let the timeline shift. Sometimes survival is the greatest gift. Headlights flash across the concrete wall, metal screaming down the narrow hall. He stands up steady, leaning on his cane, says you are built to navigate the rain. Remember, chapters have a turning page. Youth is just the setup for the sage. Doors slide open and he steps inside, leaves me sitting with my vision wide. Washed out violet fading into blue. Suddenly I know what I must do. Stranger gave me precisely what I need, pouring water on a dormant sea. Yeah. Yesterday you told me that the magic disappeared, sitting on the steps while the evening traffic cleared. I took a walk down the local avenue today, kept a mental record of the subtle calm display. A corner store stray, sleeping softly on a crate. A rusted iron door swinging past the garden gate. A teenager carrying a stranger's heavy bag. The wind catching life in a faded cotton flag. Look at all the fractions of a second we ignore, piling up gently by the open patio door. The universe speaks in a quiet undertone, proving to your spirit that you never walk alone. Hold on to the pieces when the larger picture shatters. Every single microscopic detail really matters. We find a soft comfort in the cracks along the street, a symphony of living in the random folks we meet. When the heavy clouds gather and the skies decide to weep, these tiny observations are the promises we keep. I saw a yellow flower pushing through the hard cement. I watched a local baker smiling at the time he spent. The blinking amber traffic light reflecting in the rain. A sudden burst of laughter on a quiet outbound train. A pair of muddy sneakers resting by the heat of Intifada, reading stories in a blanket, living tent. The smell of roasted chestnuts at the crossing of the park. A single silver street lamp pushing back the heavy dark. Look at all the fractions of a second we ignore, piling up gently by the open patio door. The universe speaks in a quiet undertone, proving to your spirit that but you never walk alone. Hold on to the pieces when the larger picture shatters. Every single microscopic detail really matters. We find a soft comfort in the cracks along the street, a symphony of living in the random folks we meet. When the heavy clouds gather and the skies decide to weep, these tiny observations are the promises we keep. Collect these little moments like pennies in a jar. Use them as a compass when you wander out too far. The massive tidal waves always break into the sand, but grains are what create the solid ground on which we stand. You told me yesterday that your battery was dead. Now look at all the sparks flying right above your head. Count the little victories, catalog the quiet scenes. Everything is building to a brighter shade of green. Yesterday is gone and the narrative is flipped. Read the secret messages written in the script. Small triumphs breathing in the cold, tiny little fragments turning into solid gold. Keep your vision focused, watch the story unfold. Faded corduroy ribs brush against my fingertips. Thick threads carrying the weight of 1996. Sitting on the stoop with holes in my favorite kicks, tracing the seams where the fabric starts to split. We had nothing in our hands but time to kill, watching streetlights flicker over Capitol Hill. The cotton absorbs the cold of a bitter draft, taking me straight back to the echoing sound of your laugh. Yeah. You wore a patched up jacket borrowed from your older brother, promising we would always look out for one another. Whenever the world demands a price I cannot pay, I run my thumb across the sleeve and float away. Back to the basement where we mapped out our design, where every loose thread was a beautifully crafted sign. Frayed cuffs tell a story of surviving the cold. We weave the broken fibers into garments of gold. Even when the present moment cuts you down to the bone, you wear the armor of the love that we have always known. Look at the tapestry we managed to build. Every empty pocket eventually got filled. Hope is woven deep inside the fabric we wear, a permanent shield against the bite and despair. I remember tearing the knee of these exact same pants, taking a leap of faith, just taking a chance. She stitched it back up with a needle and fishing line, telling me scars are just proof of a grand design. We were 22, trying to navigate the maze, caught up in the hustle of those unforgiving days. The rough denim softened up over the years, washed by the rain and a handful of hidden tears. Now I wear it like a badge of where we began, a tactile reminder of a much larger plan. Whenever the world demands a price I cannot pay, I run my thumb across the sleeve and float away. Back to the basement where we mapped out our design, where every loose thread was a beautifully crafted sign. Frayed cuffs tell a story of surviving the cold. We weave the broken fibers into garments of gold. Even when the present moment cuts you down to the bone, you wear the armor of the love that we have always known. Look at the tapestry we managed to build. Every empty pocket eventually got filled. Hope is woven deep inside the fabric we wear, a permanent shield against the bite and despair. Smooth silk feels nice, but it easily tears. We are made of canvas in heavy-duty layers, built to withstand the dragging of feet, constructed from the lessons we learned on the street. So touch your collar and remember your roots. Trace the muddy water stains on your work boots. The past is a blanket wrapping around your chest, putting the restless anxiety finally to rest. Frayed cuffs tell a story of surviving the cold. Weave the broken fibers into garments of gold. Even apart. For 44. 444 illuminates the nightstand surface. I trace the ceiling cracks, searching for a purpose. The balance on the screen shows a negative sign, but I project my vision down the finish line. Close my eyelids and shift the timeline ahead, leaving the anxiety behind in this bed. I see a studio with wide open space. Gold plaques on the wall and a smile on my face. Yeah. I'm sitting by a window drinking jasmine tea, looking at the person that I grew up to be. The present feels heavy like a weighted vest, but the future holds a sanctuary built for rest. I pull that distant comfort right into my chest, trusting that this breaking is the final test. Someday I am breathing easy in the evening breeze, looking back at all these temporary tragedies. The struggle is a chapter that the author skips. When I taste the victory on my older lips, someday I am standing tall without the phantom pain, knowing every drought eventually is met with rain. That older version of me whispers through the dark, keep the motor running and protect the spark. The notifications flash, but they will not define me. I see the future self walking right up behind me, rocking custom linen and a peaceful expression, telling me to treat this struggle as a lesson. He holds a set of keys to a house by the coast, pouring up a glass to make a visionary toast. The stress that kills me now is just a faded scar, a story told while driving in a foreign car. So I absorb the vision like a remedy, downloading the peace from my future memory. The present feels heavy like a weighted vest, but the future holds a sanctuary built for rest. I pull that distant comfort right into my chest, trusting that this breaking is the final test. Someday I am breathing easy in the evening breeze, looking back at all these temporary tragedies. The struggle is a chapter that the author skips. When I taste the victory on my older lips, someday I am standing tall without the phantom pain, knowing every drought eventually is met with rain. That older version of me whispers through the dark, keep the motor running and protect the spark. Fast forward the tape when the melody swells, ring the triumphant bell that the future foretells. I claim that security long before it arrives. I claim the success of our subsequent lives. The clock ticks over to 4:45, and I'm just profoundly grateful to be alive. The glowing digits shift as I close my eyes, walking under clear blue metropolitan skies, walking toward the man in the tailored suit, bearing all the branches to enjoy the fruit. Tomorrow keeps the promise that today conceals. I finally understand how true freedom feels. A bent silver paper clips, it's abandoned, right on the edge of my coffee table, twisted out of its natural design, unable to hold the things I label. I stare at the little metallic wire, wondering if my own shape is fixed. Rent is due and the stakes are higher. Feel like my blessings and curses mixed. I keep trying to bind these pages, chapters of my 20s tearing loose, but the metal did not break today. It just found itself a different use. Pressure changes how the surface looks, but the core element stays exactly right. I count my breaths in the quiet room, ready to step back out in the night. We learn to bend instead of snapping in two, finding some peace in the twisted lines. Every deep scar's a root made new, guiding my spirit to better designs. I refuse to judge my curve control of this shifting weight, knowing the loss can always be found. 3 solid decades on this pavement, grinding my souls for a phantom dream. Looking at hands resting by the coaster, tracing the path of the rising steam. I used to panic when the blueprint tore, thinking my destiny was one straight track. Now I sweep the ashes off the floor, building a bridge so I never look back. I can pivot when the winter bites, adjusting my layers to survive the freeze. I'm making peace with my sleepless nights, knowing the hardest battles bring the ease. Give permission to fall completely apart, letting the pieces scatter on the floor. Restructuring happens inside the heart, creating a frame that can handle more. I whisper a promise to my tired face, forgiving the errors I made in the dark, moving ahead at my own steady pace, lighting the room from a single spark. We learn to bend instead of snapping in two, finding some peace in the twisted lines. Every deep scar is a root made new, guiding my spirit to better designs. I refuse to judge my current state. The heavy storm proves I am holding ground, taking control of this shifting weight, knowing the loss can't always be found. The wire sits quiet on the wooden green. I pocket the clip and I pay my bill, walking back out to face the rain, breathing deep the air that keeps me still. Life reshapes us every single hour. I finally accept this brand new form, standing upright in my quiet power, ready to step right into the storm. Yeah. Screeching brakes echo down the block. You stare blankly at the ticking clock. Your coffee turns cold in the styrofoam cup. Brother, you have been afraid to look up. I see the weight resting on your spine, searching for some kind of finish line. You lost a job and the rent is late, carrying the world on a paper plate. But listen to me closely, my friend. A closed door is not the bitter end. The city grinds its teeth into the dark, leaving a bruise, leaving a mark. But you got a fire locked in your chest. Even an engine needs a minute to rest. Your shadow still belongs to you, no matter what you have been going through. Hold on to the rhythm in your feet, walk a different path on the exact same street. Tomorrow has a pocket full of grace. We are gonna find you a softer space. Train wheels clatter against the iron track. I know it feels like there is no turning back. 30 years old and the map feels torn, like you have been tied since the day you were born. But I remember when we were in the neighborhood, you always found the beauty in the wood, carving out a sculpture from the mess. Do not let the season bring you less. Dust off the shoulders of your favorite coat, read the words on that crumpled note. The city grinds its teeth into the dark, leaving a bruise, leaving a mark. But you got a fire locked in your chest. Even an engine needs a minute to rest. Your shadow still belongs to you, no matter what you have been going through. Hold on to the rhythm in your feet, walk a different path on the exact same street. Tomorrow has a pocket full of grace. We are gonna find you a softer space. Sometimes the bottom is a place to stand before you reach out and take a hand. Look at the skyline cutting the night. Every single window is a fighting light. You were one of those sparks cutting the code, a story that has not been fully told. Stand tall and wipe your face, breathe in and take your place. The streetlights hum a quiet melody, setting every track intention free. You are never walking this pavement alone. This concrete jungle is just a stepping stone. Keep your head high, my brother. We take care of each other. Walk into the next hour blind, leaving the heavy sorrow far behind. The scent of burning sage floats down the avenue, mixing with the exhausting evening dew. Marcus pulls his collar tight around his neck, calculating every cent inside his paycheck. 28 years old and running out of breath, chasing after milestones scared him half to death. He stops outside the subway grating in the cold, feeling like a story that was never told. Weight upon his shoulders like a leaden frame, wondering if anybody knows his name. But grace arrives in unexpected silent forms, a shelter building right inside the loudest storms. The streetlights flicker on and cast a golden glow, illuminating paths he did not even know. Every heavy heart deserves a place to rest, taking off the armor layer on the chest. He does not have to conquer every single day. Sometimes it is fine to let the colors fade. The world will keep on spinning while he stops to breathe. Comfort is a garment that the shadows weave. Passing by the corner store with neon signs, he sees a little kid who draws out chalky lines. A crooked yellow sign right on the dirty ground, a masterpiece created without any sound. Marcus cracks a smile and feels his tension drop, realizing the grind is well allowed to stop. He remembers his own mother working on her feet, telling him that bitter always turns to sweet. He adjusts his posture, standing tall and straight, deciding he will drop the anvil of his fate. Because grace arrives in unexpected silent forms, a shelter building right inside the loudest storms. The streetlights flicker on and cast a golden glow, illuminating paths he did not even know. Every heavy heart deserves a place to rest, taking off the armor layer on the chest. He does not have to conquer every single day. Sometimes it is fine to let the colors fade. The world will keep on spinning while he stops to breathe. Comfort is a garment that the shadows weave. No need to fight the current when the tide is high. Just float upon the surface, looking at the sky. He watches as the city settles in the night, the symphony of sirens fading out of sight. A sudden wave of peace is washing down his spine, a quiet revelation that he will be fine. The pressures of his 20s finally released, trading in the panic for a subtle peace. Every heavy heart deserves a place to rest, taking off the armor layer on the chest. He does not have to conquer every single day. Sometimes it is fine to let the colors fade. The world will keep on spinning while he stops to breathe. Comfort is a garment that the shadows weave. The smell of sage still lingers as he turns the key, stepping in his apartment, finally feeling free. He leaves his battered sneakers right beside the door, knowing that tomorrow brings a little more. A subtle kind of hope is brewing in his tea. He finally accepts the man he gets to be. A sudden memory fractures the silent space. The smoke's floating in the projector beam. I study the shadows aligning your face, watching the loop of a fractured dream. The camera rests on the coffee table, documenting a letter we meant to send, proving that both of our hearts are able to carry the weight until the very end. Wide angle capture reveals what we built, shifting the lighting from shadow to gold, washing away the residual guilt. This is a story that has to be told. Cut to the scene where we finally breathe, pan to the ceiling where the darkness clears. This aperture wide to let the love inside. Through the shattered lens and new paradigm shifts, we are crossing the bridge on this cinematic ride. Tracking shot moving across the cold floor, following footsteps we took in the dark, opening up the impenetrable door, finding the place where we left our mark. Props on the shelf, gather dust in the corner, trophies of battles we never quite won. I am rewriting the role of the mourner, lighting the set before the day is done. Wide angle capture reveals what we built, shifting the lighting from shadow to gold, washing away the residual guilt. This is a story that has to be told. Cut to the scene where we finally breathe, pin to the ceiling where the darkness clears. This director cut brings out the relief, washing away the accumulated years. Hold the frame right where the burden lifts, keep the aperture wide to let the love inside. Through the shattered lens and new paradigm shifts, we are crossing the bridge on the cinematic ride. Montage of stumbling and getting back up, soundtrack swells over the grinding gears, pouring a fresh draft into an empty cup, replacing the script that was written in tears. Focus the center right onto the chest, catching the rhythm of a heart beating strong, giving the weary protagonist rest, fixing the angles where framing went wrong. Cut to the scene where we finally breathe, pan to the ceiling where the darkness clears. This director cut brings out the relief, washing away the accumulated years. Hold the frame right where the burden lifts, keep the aperture wide to let the love inside. Through the shattered lens and new paradigm shifts, we are crossing the bridge on the cinematic ride. Roll the credits on the painful chapter, fade to black on the doubt in the mind. Cue the score for the impending laughter, leaving the tragedy safely behind. The theater empties but the screen still glows, a beautiful picture that everybody knows. How long does a phantom make linger inside a healing bone? Staring at the ceiling fan, spinning dust into a cyclone. Bill stacked on the microwave, ticking like a metronome. Feeling like a visitor inside my own apartment home. 30, approaching like a freight train, paint is solid black, but the tracks look sturdy and there is no turning back. I read a quote about the struggle, making diamonds out of coal. Maybe pressure is the only way to resurrect a tired soul. Thoughts bounce around the skull like a pinball machine, reflecting off the glass of a shattered smartphone screen. Trying to type a message to a friend I haven't seen. Erase the words and type again, but things are getting bright, even if the tunnel stretches deep into the night. Hold on to the frayed edges of the present tense. Nothing in this tangled brain has to make perfect sense. We are building parachutes while falling from the ledge, catching drafts to win right around the jagged edge. Do not let the vertigo convince you it is over. Look at how the concrete yields to a patch of clover. Keep falling forward through the static in the haze. Grace is gonna find us in this complicated maze. Yeah, back back to the question of the ache and where the feeling's high. Maybe pain is just a passenger demanding a free ride. Let it sit in the backseat and watch the scenery go by. Looking through the window at the bruised purple sky. City lights flickering like fireflies trapped in a jar. Thinking about the distance from the pavement to a star. Drink a glass of water just to feel it going down. Turning my bare feet into the center of the town. Pigeons on the scaffolding, just surviving every storm. Feathers ruffled up together, trying to stay warm. If a bird can brave the wind without a map or a degree, then the universe is keeping some kind of space for me. Thoughts bounce around the skull like a pinball machine, reflecting off the glass of a shattered smartphone screen. Trying to type a message to a friend I haven't seen. Erase the words and type again. The things are getting bright, even if the tunnel stretches deep into the night. Hold on to the frayed edges of the present tense. Nothing in this tangled brain has to make perfect sense. We are building parachutes while falling from the ledge, catching drafts of wind right around the jagged edge. Do not let the vertical convince you it is over. Look at how the concrete yields to a patch of clover. Keep falling forward through the static and the haze. Grace is gonna find us in this complicated maze. Spilling coffee on my shirt, laughing at the stain, realizing that a minor flaw will not derail the train. Stream of water running from the faucet clears the sink. Every little moment is a solitary link. Chain it all together into something made of steel. Validate the damage and acknowledge what is real. Breathe in the atmosphere and let the tension drop. The spinning of the earth is not a thing that we can stop. Hold on to the frayed edges of the present tense. Nothing in this tangled brain has to make perfect sense. We are building parachutes while falling from the ledge, catching drafts of wind right around the jagged edge. Do not let the vertigo convince you it is over. Look at how the concrete yields to a patch of clover. Keep falling forward through the static and the haze. Grace is gonna find us in this complicated maze. Yeah, the bone he'll stick where the fracture used to be. Looking in the mirror, I am staring back at me. Question marks transform into periods in space. Taking off the mask and just revealing my own face. Keep the window open, let the evening breezes blow. I do not need the answers to the things I do not know. Just breathing in the quiet of a Tuesday afternoon. Walking in a steady rhythm underneath the crescent moon. This iron frame chair feels too heavy to move. Sinking his legs in the dark hardwood groove. The gravity pins you right down to the base, while tears leave a watermark right on your face. Writing this letter from 30 years old, sending back fire to fight off the cold. Look in the mirror and wipe off the tear. I made it through everything causing you fear. You skip a meal just to pay for the rent, wondering where all your energy went. But every rush, struggle, and long sleepless night is forging the spirit that carries the fight. The pressure is thick and the shadows grow long. You question the rhythm of your own quiet song. Take a deep breath and release the tight grip. This is just turbulence during the trip. I promise the terrible pain will recede. You carry the strength and the armor you need. Keep pushing straight through the freezing gray mist. You crossed every hurdle that blocked off the list. Do not let the darkness extinguish your spark. We learn how to navigate out of the dark. I swear that the future is brighter than gold. Just wait for the beautiful truth to unfold. Remember that evening you walked in the rain, trying to wash away all of the strain. You felt so alone on that empty street corner, acting like your own premature lonely mourner. I wanna reach back and deliver a hug and sweep all the self-doubt right under the rug. The scars that you gather will become a voice, teaching you how to make a much better choice. Success is a marathon built on the grind. You must leave the toxic old habits behind. The panic attacks and the sweating in bed are only your ghost living inside your head. The pressure is thick and the shadows grow long. You question the rhythm of your own quiet song. Take a deep breath and release the tight grip. This is just turbulence during the trip. I promise the terrible pain will recede. You carry the strength and the armor fake as a bridge to the light, teaching your spirit the right way to fight. Water the roots when the soil turns dry, wipe the exhaustion right out of your eyes. Stand at the summit enjoying the view, and all of this happened because of young you. You carried the burden and swallowed the pride, you kept the ambitious young dreamer alive. So stand up and step off that heavy sea. Get ready to conquer the cold city street. I am the man that you finally become, marching in time to a victorious drum. Trust in the process and let the clock tick. Your armor is solid and 10 inches thick. Message delivered to my younger past. The beauty you built is destined to last. Soft amber. Soft amber rays slice across the subway tile. You sit exhausted, staring vacant for a little while. I take the concrete seat across to analyze your face. Tired eyes carrying the burdens of the human race. Your jacket wrinkled from another brutal double shift. You ask me when the transit schedule starts to finally lift. I check my broken watch and try to offer you a spark, a bit of conversation right here in the quiet dark. You say the corporate city grinds you to the aching bone. 29 years old and feeling entirely alone. I tell you nobody can build a sustainable throne without first calculating every seed that they have sown. Take a breath and let the heavy schedule fade away. Every single detail builds a better map today. Do not fear the difficult choices you have made. Standing by your values means you never are betrayed. Stranger, you possess the precious time to find your lane. Count the tiny blessings scattered underneath the pain. Tomorrow grants a canvas where the colors rearrange. Pieces always waiting in the beauty of the change. Yeah, you tap your muddy boots against the dirty station floor, mentioning the college friends, oh man, it's something more. Buying perfect houses behind tightly bolted doors, leaving you alone to settle all these mental scores. I pour my thermos black coffee into a paper cup, slide it down the bench and tell you things are looking up. Remind you it is absolutely fine to interrupt the timelines that society considers so corrupt. You take a sip and let your stiffened shoulders finally drop. The crushing tension melting as the racing heartbeat stop. I tell you even raging rivers need to find a bay to let calm water nourish what must grow today. Take a breath and let the heavy schedule fade away. Every single detour builds a better map today. Do not fear the difficult choices you have made. Standing by your values means you never are betrayed. Stranger, you possess the precious time to find your lane. Count the tiny blessings scattered underneath the pain. Tomorrow grants a canvas where the colors rearrange. Pieces always waiting in the beauty of the change. Yeah. A distant rumble shakes the avenue above our head. The approaching headlights paint the tunnel bright and red. You smile and say my random words were entirely overdue. A simple conversation saving something deep in you. I nod because I recently walked in those very shoes, fighting through the exact same pit of melancholy blues. Learning how to win requires knowing how to lose, and finding clarity in every messy path we choose. The metal doors slide open and you confidently step inside, turning back to give a final wave with nothing left to hide. Taking back the static power that you freely gave, walking like a person that no timeline can enslave. The amber light remains upon the cold and empty sea, reflecting on the wisdom we exchange in this retreat. Two paths converging momentarily beneath the street, making sure the circle of survival is complete. You say the engine sounded tired yesterday, looking down the block where the shadows lay. I started counting little things around the yard, to prove the world is never permanently hard. A cracked screen glowing on a wooden desk. A solitary sparrow resting in a nest. The smell of coffee rising from a ceramic cup. A painted yellow arrow always pointing up. Every tiny detail paints a bigger truth. We survive the friction of our missing youth. Slow down and study how the dust reflects the beam. We are standing in the middle of a gentle stream. Count the pebbles resting by the avenue. Notice how the clouds break to let the blue. Small things anchor us when the wind blows cold. Little pieces of the story left untold. Hold on to the penny resting on a stair. There is quiet magic in the open air. Pigeons finding shelter on a window ledge. Water slowly dripping off the rooftop edge. An umbrella left beside the corner store. Footprints drying on the hardwood floor. The way the kettle whistles when the heat is high. The sudden flash of amber in a stranger's eye. I see the way you lace your boots to walk the street, gathering the rhythm from a slower beat. Every tiny detail paints a bigger truth. We survive the friction of our missing youth. Slow down and study how the dust reflects the beam. We are standing in the middle of a gentle stream. Count the pebbles resting by the avenue. Notice how the clouds break to let the blue. Small things anchor us when the wind blows cold. Little pieces of the story left untold. Hold on to the penny resting on the stair. There is quiet magic in the open air. A discarded ticket on the empty train washes into color underneath the rain. Look at all the evidence of staying alive. Look at how the broken pieces still survive. If a paper cup can navigate the gutter drain, we can find a shelter from the passing pain. Count the pebbles resting by the avenue. Notice how the clouds break to let the blue. Small things anchor us when the wind blows cold. Little pieces of the story left untold. Hold on to the penny resting on the stair. There is quiet magic in the open air. You said the engine sounded tired yesterday, but we are still moving down the open way. A single dandelion on the empty block. The steady heartbeat of the kitchen clock. Everything around us whispers we remain. Coursing a thread snake on my broken skin, reaching deep inside this oversized winter trench. 10 years evaporate, letting the memories in. I am 22 again on a subway bench. Drafty train car speeding toward an unpaid lease, clutching this step pill like it was a golden fleece. You draped it on my shoulders during December rain. Told me storms are just water washing the window pane. Every frayed edge carries a conversation we had when my bank account was empty and the weather was bad. I run my palms across the heavy woven chest, feeling the patch you sewed over the tear. A silent testament that broken things are blessed. That finding warmth means learning how to bear the freezing wind until the season turns around. Keeping your feet planted firmly on the ground. We outgrow the pain, but we keep the fabric. Every loose string is a map back to the start. When the skyline looks too tall and the traffic tries to drown the quiet beating of your heart, wrap the memories tight against the sudden cold. We are much too brave to fold. Sometimes my 30s feel just like that tiny room, different pressures pushing down on the ceiling. I trade the starving artist for a boardroom gloom, but deep down it is the exact same feeling. Searching for a harbor in a high pressure storm. I trace the collar where the cotton keeps me warm. Flashback to you sliding a plate across the table, telling me to eat and rewrite my own fable. We didn't have a dollar, but we had a sacred bond. Look at the mountains that we managed to climb beyond. Oh yeah, I run my palms across the heavy woven chest, feeling the patch you sewed over the tear. A silent testament that broken things are blessed. That finding warmth means learning how to bear the freezing wind until the season turns around. Keeping your feet planted firmly on the ground. We outgrow the pain, but we keep the fabric. Every loose string is a map back to the start. When the skyline looks too tall and the traffic tries to drown the quiet beating of your heart, wrap the memories tight against the sudden cold. We are much too brave to fold. People tell you looking backward is a dangerous game, but they do not know the anchor of a second-hand coat. It is not nostalgia holding on to the flame. It is the life jacket that finally helped me float. So if you are shivering out there on the avenue, let the history of survival wrap itself around you. Coarse linen threads remind me I am still alive. Every mend is proof that we can survive. Hold the fabric close to your tired chest. Exhale the worry and prepare for the best. The winter passes and the stitches remain. Beautiful strength born from the rain. Tall 01 1201 shines from the dashboard clock, cruising down a street that finally feels like mine. The engine purrs instead of gasping for air. I can feel the calm settling in my spine. I am projecting 10 years down the line, seeing how the pressure completely disappears. The hustle is a ghost we left in the dust, washing away the residue of our fears. We step out of the car and feel the warm breeze, looking at a driveway we actually own. The frantic energy is nowhere around, replaced by a quiet we have never known. Remember when the balance used to dip below the line, and panic built a prison in the center of the mind. Picture looking at the city from a private balcony, knowing we left every single heavy doubt behind. Keep your vision locked on to the upcoming day. We will breathe the air of a brand new era, sitting safely on the other side of pain. The massive storm will only be a memory, washing out the final traces of the rain. Hold your focus on the house upon the hill, where the weary heart finally learns to rest. I can see us walking through the front door, having aced every trial and every test. Throw the metal keys upon the marble kitchen counter. Take a careful look at the reflection in the glass. The deep bags beneath the eyes have faded into nothing. The relentless paranoia finally had to pass. There was fresh food inside the fridge and time to waste. There was classic vinyl spinning slowly in the den. You were smiling at a joke I just remembered. We are never going backward to the struggle again. We sit the sofa, feeling so light, drinking something expensive without looking at the tag. The weight of the 20s and the early 30s packed away tightly in a discarded bag. Remember when the pavement used to burn our tired feet, and the daily grind only handed us defeat. Picture looking at the skyline from the living room, knowing our survival is completely absolute. Keep your vision locked on to the upcoming day. We will breathe the air of a brand new era, sitting safely on the other side of pain. The massive storm will only be a memory, watching out the final traces of the rain. Hold your focus on the house upon the hill, where the weary heart finally learns to rest. I can see us walking through the front door, having aced every trial and every test. So when the current hour tries to break your spirit down, and the walls are closing in without a single sound, close your eyes and project the final destination, where the solid ground is waiting to be found. Just a couple thousand miles left to navigate. Keep your steady hands upon the steering wheel tonight. We are driving toward a quiet little sanctuary. Steer the vessel toward the overwhelming light. Leave the baggage by the welcome mat outside. Take a seat upon the cushions right now. We secured the peace we always visualized, and we finally figured out exactly how. The dashboard clock strikes 12:02, a brand new chapter waiting here for you. Just close your eyes and let the vision play. We are gonna make it there someday. A single brass key catches dust on the tabletop, resting right beside a ceramic cup that I let drop. I stare at the metal and think about locked doors, pacing in circles across these scuffed hardwood floors. 28 years old and looking for a master plan, holding out for miracles in the palm of my hand. The rent is due, but the spirit feels tired and dry, watching city lights blink outside without asking why. I touch my chest just to make sure the rhythm stayed. I breathe in slow to push the panic down, treading deep water, trying not to drown. It takes a heavy toll to smile at the mirror, but as the room gets cold, my vision gets clearer. I cannot give up on this bruised reflection. Promises I keep to myself when the world goes quiet. There is a peace inside my mind fighting off the riot. I will stand tall when the gravity tries to break me. I will find calm where the cynical winds cannot shake me. This season is cold, but the roots are surviving. Deep underground, my spirit is thriving. I am the sanctuary that I always needed. Tracing the grooves on this old wooden desk surface, searching my memory for a forgotten purpose. Sometimes the blind makes me feel like a hollow shell, running on empty, trying to break out of this spell. My peers are buying houses and making steady moves, while I'm still trying to find my own comfortable grooves. Comparison is venom that sinks in the bloodstream. I have to stay grounded and protect my own dream. The finish line is not a place that I have to rush toward. I breathe in slow to push the panic down, treading deep water, trying not to drown. It takes a heavy toll to smile at the mirror, but as the room gets cold, my vision gets clearer. I cannot give up on this bruised reflection. Promises I keep to myself when the world goes quiet. There is a peace inside my mind fighting off the riot. I will stand tall when the gravity tries to break me. I will find calm where the cynical winds cannot shake me. This season is cold, but the roots are surviving. Deep underground, my spirit is thriving. I am the sanctuary that I always needed. Let the brass key stay right there, on the table. I am rewriting the end of my own fable. Not every lock needs to open today. Not every storm has to wash me away. I am forgiving the mistakes that I made in the dark. I am trusting the embers left in this tiny spark. Promises I keep to myself when the world goes quiet. There is a peace inside my mind fighting off the riot. I will stand tall when the gravity tries to break me. I will find calm with the cynical winds cannot shake me. The season is cold but the roots are surviving. Deep underground my spirit is thriving. I am the sanctuary that I always needed. The cup is empty but the well is refilling. I am taking the steps and my heart is willing. Breathing out the doubt into the midnight air. Resting my head because I fought my share. Tomorrow is a canvas I will paint on my own time. Yeah. Muffled bass stumps from a passing sedan rattle in the glass of the studio apartment. I see you pacing with a heavy dread, staring at the floor like you lost your compass. We are a long way from the college dorms, bills stacking high and the savings look thin. You tell me that you feel like an utter failure, letting the imposter syndrome cave you in. Exhale the tension and release your grip. I know the timeline feels incredibly cruel. Society expects you to have it all solved, but measuring your worth is a game for a fool. You are stronger than the pavement outside, more resilient than the girders in the skyline view. Every closed door is a redirection guide. The universe is making up a space for you. Take my hand and let the burden fall. I will be the anchor when the waves run rough. You do not have to carry every single flaw. Simply being here today is brave enough. Subway trains rumble underneath the floorboard, shaking up the coffee sitting in your cup. You sacrificed your passion for a steady paycheck, and now you feel hollow when the prices go up. I remember when we built our dreams on the stoop, spitting spoken word until the street lights died. The fire never left, it is merely resting. Do not let a temporary shadow crush your pride. Exhale the tension and release your grip. I know the timeline feels incredibly cruel. Society expects you to have it all solved. Measuring your worth is a game for a fool. You are stronger than the pavement outside, more resilient than the girders in the skyline view. Every closed door is a redirection guide. The universe is making up a space for you. Take my hand and let the burden fall. I will be the anchor when the waves run rough. You do not have to carry every single flaw. Simply being here today is brave enough. Your failures are just commas in a longer story. Pause for a second, figure out the plot. Do not put a period where it does not belong. You are defined by the battles that you fought. Lean on my shoulder when your knees give out. I got your back through the crippling doubt. You are stronger than the pavement outside, more resilient than the girders in the skyline view. Every closed door is a redirection guide. The universe is making up a space for you. Take my hand and let the burden fall. I will be the anchor when the waves run rough. You do not have to carry every single flaw. Simply being here today is brave enough. spirit resting in your chest. Keep putting one foot forward down the block. Give yourself permission to just take a rest. I'm walking with you through the bitter cold until the pavement softens into fields of gold. Damn pavement carries the aroma of roasted chestnuts mixing with the bus exhaust. Julian wanders under the neon signs, calculating what his ambition cost. 28 years in the metropolitan grind, leaving his youthful illusions behind. He pulls up his collar against the deep chill, fighting the slope of an endless steep hill. His sneakers are scuffed from the factory floor, pacing the hallway of his apartment door. But tonight he decides not to rush to the lock, taking a minute to breathe on the block. A sudden breeze cuts the sorrow in half, reminding his heart how to genuinely laugh. The street lights hum with a golden hue, showing exactly what a spirit can do. He stands as a testament woven in stone, never completely surviving alone. The city embraces the weight of his chest, giving his weary young shoulders a rest. Better days wait at the end of the street, God in the rhythm of his wandering feet. Peace is a destination he is bound to meet. He watches a train rattle over the bridge, tracing the line of the skyline ridge, thinking of promises made in his youth, searching the shadows for fragments of truth. Every setback was planting the seed, growing the roots that a champion need. The overdue bills and the unanswered mail are simply a chapter inside of the tale. He uncurls his fist and relaxes his jaw, finding the beauty inside of the flaw. An angel disguised as a stranger walks by, nodding his head with a spark in his eye. A sudden breeze cuts the sorrow in half, reminding his heart how to genuinely laugh. The street lights hum with a golden hue, showing exactly what a spirit can do. He stands as a testament woven in stone, never completely surviving alone. The city embraces the weight of his chest, giving his weary young shoulders a rest. Better days wait at the end of the street, God in the rhythm of his wandering feet. Peace is a destination he is bound to meet. Resilience is silent and often unseen, living inside of the spaces between. The darkest of nights hold the quietest grace, painting a smile on a tired man's face. Julian knows that the struggle is real, but time has a wonderful power to heal. The scent of the chestnut drifts up to the stars, floating right over the gridlock of cars. He steps toward home with the mind feeling light, ready to conquer the rest of the night. No longer defeated by sorrow or pain, he walks with a purpose out of the rain. When heavy realization snaps the muted room, did I waste my 20s waiting for the bloom? The camera slowly dollies past your scattered clothes, through the foggy window where the street lamp glows. Yeah, you were out of focus in the foreground blur, tangled in the choices of the things you were. But the script is moving to a brand new page, stepping off the edges of this lonely stage. Every hero stumbles in the second act. That is just a simple cinematic fact. Watch the lighting shift from cool to amber glow. Let the steady cam follow everywhere you go. Let the frame and center on your open hands. Zooming past the wreckage where the trauma stands. Cut to a wide shot of a brighter street where the pavement synchronizes with your heartbeat. No more fading out into the heavy black. We are tracking forward and we never look back. The director whispers that the worst is done. Now the scene is painted in a warm tone run. Zoom in on the tear that dries upon your cheek. The montage replays the answers that you seek. A sudden shift in focal length unveils the truth. You have survived the brutal winters of your youth. The score begins to swell beneath the spoken lines. A subtle string section moving through the pines. We leave the grayscale palette for a vivid tone, establishing a space where you are not alone. Every hero stumbles in the second act. That is just a simple cinematic fight. Watch the frame and shift to catch the afterglow. Let the steady cam follow everywhere you go. Let the frame and center on your open hands. Zooming past the wreckage where the trauma stands. Cut to a wide shot of a brighter street where the pavement synchronizes with your heartbeat. No more fading out into the heavy black. We are tracking forward and we never look back. The director whispers that the worst is done. Now the scene is painted in a warm tone run. Depth of field is changing, bringing into view all the quiet strength that was hiding inside you. We erase the bloopers and the dialogue you hate. Drop it on the cutting room floor. It is never too late. The transition is a dissolve into a smile. You are gonna be staying in this frame a while. Let the frame and center on your open hands. Zooming past the wreckage where the trauma stands. Cut to a wide shot of a brighter street where the pavement synchronizes with your heartbeat. No more fading out into the heavy black. We are tracking forward and we never look back. The director whispers that the worst is done. Now the scene is painted in a warm tone run. The final shot pans up toward the clearing sky. No more holding back the things you wanna try. The screen turns white instead of fading into gray. Roll the credits on the pane. We walk away and scene. Tiny neon days spinning, drumming cold fire. And watching my last work shirt dry in the cycle. The man beside me folds his jackets in the corner. He wears a tired suit and owns a paper coffee cup. We sit in silence while the tumbling machines rattle. I check my phone to read the rejection letter twice. He clears his throat and points to the glowing screen. Says you carry the weight of the world in your thumbs. I tell him the rent is due and my savings are bone dry. He smiles a quiet smile and taps a quarter on the glass. Says a heavy pocket does not make a man complete. Sometimes the empty hands are better built to catch the rain. We are just two phantoms at the midnight wash, trading stories while the fabric soft and it fades. He tells me the toughest seasons build the thickest skin. Every spin cycle has to end for the door to open up. The water takes the dirt but leaves the cotton whole. You are going to walk out of here wearing something clean. I lean back against the vibrating metal chassis ask him how he keeps his posture straight with all that mileage. He traces a scar running down his left knuckle. Told me he lost his business back in 2019. Slept in this sedan for 7 months, a bit of winter, but pride is a blanket that never keeps you warm. He swallowed his ego and took a job sweeping floors. Now he runs the district and pays his daughter tuition. I tell him the rent is due and my savings are bone dry. He smiles a quiet smile and taps a quarter on the glass. Says a heavy pocket does not make a man complete. Sometimes the empty hands are better built to catch the rain. We are just two phantoms at the midnight wash, trading stories while the fabric soft in a phase. He tells me the toughest seasons build the thickest skin. Every spin cycle has to end for the door to open up. The water takes the dirt but leaves the cotton whole. You were going to walk out of here wearing something clean. My machine buzzes to announce the hour is finished. I pull the warm clothes into a plastic basket. He hands me a dry sheet that smells like lavender. Tells me to keep my head elevated when I hit the pavement. The city is ruthless, but it respects a steady rhythm. Do not let one closed door convince you the house is gone. He picks up his briefcase and steps into the drizzle. The bell chimes on the door as the cyan neon flickers. I fold my shirt and notice the wrinkles are finally gone. Breathing in the warmth before I step into tomorrow. Taking his advice and keeping my chin completely level. A midnight conversation by my spirit. Some new time. Warm cotton fibers unravel across my knee. Taking my mind down the street I used to walk. Back when the weight of the world was crushing me. And we would sit by the radiator just to talk. I remember the tears falling onto the sleeve. I remember the way the future looked so bleak. But time is a master at making us believe that strength is built right where the heart feels weak. Now the threads are loose, but the fabric holds tight. Just like a spirit surviving a restless night. The same hands that tremble to build in a life. The same eyes that cry to cutting through the strife. Every scar is a map of the battles we survived. Keep breathing deep and know you have arrived. There is a reason the fire never died. We are standing on the mountains we used to hide inside. I close my eyes and I am back in the basement room. Hearing the rain hit the tiny frosted glass. Waiting for some kind of disaster to consume. Praying the heavy anxiety would pass. You handed me this jacket and told me to be brave. Listening to the thunder echo on the plane. I kept the words and the comfort that you gave and wore them like a shield against the pain. Now the threads are loose, but the fabric holds tight. Just like a spirit surviving a restless night. The same hands that trembled are building a life. The same eyes that cried are cutting through the strife. Every scar is a map of the battles we survived. Keep breathing deep and know you have arrived. There is a reason the fire never died. We are standing on the mountains we used to hide inside. Look at the distance we covered since the start. Measure the miles by the beating of your heart. Nothing can break what is mended in the soul. The shattered pieces came together to behold. The same hands that trembled are building a life. The same eyes that cried are cutting through the strife. Every scar is a map of the battles we survived. Keep breathing deep and know you have arrived. There is a reason the fire never died. We are standing on the mountains we used to hide inside. Fold up the jacket, lay the memories to rest. The hardest chapters put our courage to the test. Look in the mirror and smile at what you see. The past is a bridge to the person you will be. 227 flashes in crimson projected on the ceiling of this crowded room. Another night calculating the distance between the current pavement and the final bloom. Anxiety pulls at my exhausted sleeves, tracing every failure from the afternoon. But I close my eyes and suddenly I see a vision of the life we are stepping into. Fast forward past the overtime and stress, past the hollow feeling in my chest. I project my mind into the quiet space where the lines of worry finally erase. Picture a Tuesday in late July, keys on the counter in the clear blue sky. The rent is clear and the ghosts have fled. A peaceful silence settles in my head. I am standing there looking out the glass, knowing every hurricane had to pass. That future version sends a signal down, telling me to keep my feet firm on the ground. The sneakers we wore out are boxed away, kept as a trophy of the muddy track. I imagine the coffee brewing on a tray, no heavy burdens hanging around my neck. There is a garden growing by the steps, watered by the tears we refuse to drop. Every single promise that we somehow kept, built the staircase to the mountaintop. Fast forward past the overtime and stress, past the hollow feeling in my chest. I project my mind into the quiet space where the lines of worry finally erase. Picture a Tuesday in late July, keys on the counter in the clear blue sky. The rent is clear and the ghosts have fled. A peaceful silence settles in my head. I am standing there looking out the glass, knowing every hurricane had to pass. That future version sends a signal down, telling me to keep my feet firm on the ground. The bridge between tonight and that July is built with every heavy breath I take. The future me is looking in my eye, commanding me to bend but never break. He says the struggle purchases the peace. He tells me that the panic will release. 228 flickers on the wall, 1 minute closer to the final prize. I let the heavy expectations fall and watch the coming summer materialize. We survive tonight to meet tomorrow, leave behind the rented chains of sorrow.